Right. Hello. This is good. This is really good. That's very good. Mara Tegan is hot. Let's get that out of the way.
Recording?
Yeah. Mara Tegan is hot. She is, though.
I'm right here.
But I think it's a really good performance. I love the bits as well when Tegan and when Nissa's trying to talk Tegan round at the start. That's the most character that Nissa's had, probably.
Yes, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, and I really like their relationship.
Still not massively impressed.
But I think that's the platform on which you could have built Nissa's character up some more.
I have a question.
Yeah, hit me with a question,
You
kiddo.
know when Tegan is possessed?
When Tegan is possessed, yes.
Is it her doing the voice?
I believe it's her doing the voice.
Ooh, I think she's got range.
It's altered. It's altered. I love it when she puts on the English accent to do it. I think that sounds amazing, like at the start in the tent with the fortune teller lady. And I really like the sort of stately pace of this. And I like the sort of there's just a steady progression of this story.
Good pace.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. I think it's one of the best ones. I can't remember the last time that I've been disengaged.
Yeah, it's certainly one of the better, most rounded Davison stories. But this whole stately pace thing leads me to something I'm going to say now, and this is contradictory, so you have to go with me on this. I've yet to resolve this. I don't like the fact that the Doctor is completely just dampened down by bureaucracy all the time. I mean, this guy in charge of the archaeology nonsense, whose name escapes me, is a prune. He's an absolute prune. There's clearly 6 faces there, you absolute spanner. You're supposed to be the expert. You've not realised that, you div. And yet, he just shouts Davison down all the time. He doesn't even shout Davison down. He's just sort of like...
That's because they get people all the time coming back and going, ooh, the Mara. It's a bit like when you get like a Loch Ness Monster spotter.
I'm totally with you that the Doctor is one of a long line of cranks in the eyes of this character. But Baker wouldn't have been shouted down like that. Or if he had been shouted down like that, he'd have walked away.
He'd gone off and done something on his own more effective.
Or at the very least, he would have walked out the room in the way that made that guy look like a prat. Whereas Davison leaves the room, exasperated and sort of...
Actual, impotent.
Yeah. And, you know, we could fast forward here. We're not supposed to do this with retrospective. But there were moments with Jodie Whittaker. Or moment with Jodie Whittaker. I mean, I wouldn't want this overplayed, but I'm sure they only did it in a couple of stories where her being a woman, them being a woman, the Doctor being a woman, proved to be a problem for the Doctor. Okay? And yes, you don't overplay that because it's boring. But you need to recognise that. Is Davison's problem... Oh, sorry, no, that's wrong way around. Is the 5th Doctor's problem that he's someone's too young?
No.
Or is it just Davison's...
I don't think it's an age thing.
Is it the 5th Doctor's character that's I was about to say it's the problem, but that's a bit unfair. I don't mean it to sound like that.
I don't think it hasn't been written as a strong character, has it?
No, when he gets overwhelmed. It's a really strange thing.
Also, the balance of the story is slightly out, but it's actually more realistic and...
Yeah, that's fair. Perhaps
it's not just the Doctor coming in and being, oh, the Doctor should...
Yeah. Perhaps we've been desensitised to how reality works because we've had Baker, who is just the most egomaniacal Doctor going. I don't know. But I'm not entirely sure it's necessarily what I want from a Doctor, which is difficult. Now, as we go, I mean, I can't wait to see Paul, actually, soon, in relation to all that. I can't wait to see Paul generally, because I love Paul. Paul's a legend. But as I've mentioned Paul and John a million times on these, Paul's favourite Doctor is Davison.
Is it?
Yeah. Paul's favourite Doctor...
What are you thinking, Paul, if you see this?
Paul's Doctor.
We need to chat.
Paul's favourite Doctor has always been Davison. I'm not entirely sure with John, actually, whether it was Baker or Davison, but Paul's always... In Paul's very, Paul way, Peter Davison's my favourite Doctor. I'm not sure why. I need to ask him this question. In fact, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to WhatsApp him now. I'm going to say, Paul, got a question. Is Peter Davison still your favourite Doctor? And if so, why? and I'll report back next time. But listen, long story short, loving Snakedance, absolutely brilliant story. Nice to have a sequel that kind of builds on the last one as well. It's really good TV. There we go. What more can I say? Bye-bye.